Hello, this is D. Orlando Ledbetter here with the Bowtie Sports Podcast. We got SideLine Mike and Nubyjas Wilborn here today. We are going to look back at the Falcons' loss to the Broncos and then move it forward to the joint practices and the scrimmage against the Indianapolis Colts. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing better than the Atlanta Falcons, so I'm alive and healthy, and I don't have a concussion.
No doubt about it. Good for you.
Listen, man, it was a great weekend. I was not shocked by anything I saw on the field Friday night, and we can get into that once the segment starts.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, hey, before we get going, we got to take care of some business here. And we're going to do that right now. We want you to go to bowtiesports.com/newsletter and sign up for the free newsletter. You get that every Thursday. We're trying to get it to you at 10 o'clock every Thursday. And we want you to have that to get you set up for what happened last week and what's going ahead moving forward. All right. We also need you to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube page at Bowtie SG. At Bowtie SG, we need you to go ahead and do that. And then Ledbetter at Large, we got a special going on, a training camp special. We're getting a lot of traction with that. It's not going to be here much longer. So you were thinking about the $27. $27.99. You need to go ahead and get in there at bowtiesports.com/membership. bowtiesports.com/membership. And you'll have the links all in your newsletter. And you're getting this discount. You get $27.99 for the entire year. And we want you to go ahead and do that. So you're ready to show. Hey, James Pearce got 8 games. Nubyjas, was that enough?
I don't know, man. This is hard, to be honest with you, because what he's accused of and the things and the violence against women, and I don't know, man. I mean, that's what they came up with. It's what it is. Hopefully this young man has learned from this, and hopefully what he takes from this, he'll continue to – they said he's going to get counseling and stuff, and hopefully he continues to work on that and become a better human being and learn from this and be thankful that he's not in jail.
Michael, your SideLine Mike, your thoughts on the Pearce suspension?
When you look at the history of the NFL, the history of the suspensions, their track record, the NFL's position on domestic violence, especially against women, this kind of falls in line with what we have seen over the years once in the past collective bargaining agreement when they have allowed the NFL commissioner to be, judge and jury after we've had the authorities make their determination. So I was not surprised. We had talked about this earlier. I expected it to be an 8-game suspension without pay. And let's just hope that this amount of grace that has been extended to this young man, he takes advantage of it. I'm quite sure he's going to have some speaking engagements and requirements that have him come out and speak out against domestic violence. And I just hope he has an opportunity to take advantage of this grace that's been extended, get this behind him, become a positive advocate for all things against domestic violence, especially against women, and moves on with his career.
Yeah, one of the things he lost almost $500,000, and you could void the contract, but that'll only come in play if something else happens. So, really, he can play in these next few games. He played 20-something snaps in the first one, but after that, that's when he's away from the team, and
he can't be around the team, right? Just to be clear.
Once the suspension starts.
Okay, he can't be around the team at all.
He's at practice today, and he didn't talk to the media today. That's what he does all these things and then doesn't want to address, apologize publicly for what happened, or at least let us know that what he's learning in the diversion program. Not us, but the public at large. You know, people are paying to come see him play and so forth. So, but I found him, you know, of course, we know what all happened. I mean, the lady thought he would kill her if she went to her house. So she went to the police station. And he still tried to do a pit maneuver on her car. Just the facts of this whole situation was really, really gruesome. And, you know, no jail. Yeah, you're right. He's lucky to not have any jail time there. So we just had to wrap that up before we got into some football. We're going to come back and discuss this 27-7 loss to the Denver Broncos. Let's hear from our friends at the Fears Group and Morgan Stanley. Before we do that, we're going to announce one of our new sponsors, the Prelude and Associates, attorney at law. We're waiting for their ads and logo, but we have a new franchise sponsor to join us here at the Bowtie Sports. But for now, let's hear from Miss Fears and the Morgan Stanley Group.
The Bowtie Files is proudly presented by the Fears Group. The Bowtie Files is proudly presented by the Fears Group at Morgan Stanley in Atlanta. Led by Sonia Balfour Fears, certified financial planner, the Fears Group helps athletes, entertainers, and families build wealth that lasts beyond the headlines. With retirement planning, philanthropy, and global sports and entertainment expertise tailored to your stage of life. Map your future with a team that takes the long view. Call 470-449-0812 or visit advisor.morganstanley.com/the Fears Group. The Fears Group at Morgan Stanley, supporting your goals every step of the way.
All right, let's move on real quick. 27-7. Any takeaways from that beatdown from the Broncos? Mike. Go ahead, Nubyjas. You sound like you're ready to go.
I mean, Tua looked bad. He did not look like a quarterback who is ready to play in NFL games. I know it's the first preseason game. I get all that. And I'm not trying to, beat a dead horse here. I know I could be harsh, but it just didn't look fluid. He had the fumble snap on the shot. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, seriously, like it's embarrassing and it's disgusting to watch, to the point to where it appears that they're having to rush back Michael Penix Jr. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're concerned, as if though this wasn't always going to be a concern. But that's what I got, man. It just looked bad. They just did not look like an NFL team.
Yeah, and what about you, Mike? Your takeaway from the 27-7 when the fourth quarterback was the highlight.
What my takeaway from this thing was, and I was trying to get everybody to understand, who is the coach for the Denver Broncos?
Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you know, I'm 64 years old. I've been around the Falcons since they came to Atlanta. Everybody knows the heated rivalry between New Orleans and Atlanta. Everybody knows how Sean Payton feels about Atlanta. Sean Payton would want to beat the Falcons' brains in playing jackstones, much less an NFL football game. And if you look at how they were prepared for that game, the game planning, the substitution packages, everything they did, Sean Payton took this game like it was the first game of the season. His goal was to drag their ass out back and embarrass them just like he did. Now, I don't know why anybody knows anything about Sean Payton and what he feels about the Atlanta Falcons, that was not going to happen. Number two, when you look at the backups, when you look at that team, the Denver Broncos, being in the AFC Championship game, everybody understands. Everybody's first 22 in the NFL can play with any team in the league. It's the second 22 where you had an issue. And when you look at who didn't play in the game, you look at how we didn't look prepared. You look at how, to coin a phrase from the great Jeff Van Note, all of them looked like they were backing up to the pay window today. So when it comes down to it, I had no illusions. They looked like I thought they would look. I'm not a guy that's a Tommy Reese fan or a Kevin Stefanski fan. So all of them know what this is. You look at Matt Ryan and you look at everybody in that booth, and when they were looking at what they saw, when them guys took this job, everybody knows this is what this is going to be. And I don't know if you're trying to hide it from the public or not, but believe me, you won't.
Yeah, no doubt. I try to not put too much stock in exhibition games, but one team was 14-3 last year. The other team was 8-9. But now you got a whole new regime. You flipped 30% of the roster. So it was their first time out. So I don't want to put an over reliance on that game. But I mean, one team looked like they was in the AFC Championship game last year. Their two deeps against your two deeps didn't look good.
I have a question. Okay, so you, Mike, is someone who, first of all, I don't know why you've done that to yourself for so long. God bless you. In the name of Jesus, we're going to keep you in prayers that you have done that to yourself for so long. But I digress. We'll get there another day. But right. Since we're at this point, now you just said, based upon your historical knowledge, that you knew that Sean Payton was going to come in there and want to make some things happen, right?
Absolutely.
So if you know that, and I'm pretty sure I knew that, and I'm pretty sure D. Orlando knew that, ain't there somebody in the Falcons building who should have known that too?
Oh, they knew it, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Okay, I just want to ask a question. I just want to make sure that.
And Nubyjas, let me give you a little bit more of my history. I left the Falcons in 1981, sir. Okay, never to return. All right, I have taken my heart back, but I keep up with them. Just like I left the Atlanta Hawks February 24th, 19.
Yeah, I know.
We won't even say when they traded Tommy with. Hey, bro, I'm just a cursory fan at this point that's going to evaluate the Falcons based on what I see every game moving forward.
Hey, man, I did be looking for reasons like, let's have a little bit of optimism, but then they remind you that they're the Atlanta Falcons.
Then that reality slaps you in the face.
They say back to life.
Back to reality. That's right.
There you go.
Well, all right. Well, we wrapped it up. I mean, Kyle Pitts caught some balls. That was it. Yeah. They might have had some pressure, maybe not. Not a lot. We're gonna turn the page on 27-7, and we'll come back here and get it teed up for this coach practice.
Looking for a night that actually feels like one? Step into the Patio Social Club, Atlanta's destination for sultry music, stirring conversation, and a one-of-a-kind open-air cigar lounge where time slows down and every conversation lands a little deeper. Inclusive excellence is in everything they do. Reserve your spot tonight. Call 470-815-1860 or find them online. The Patio Social Club. Escape, unwind, and take the night somewhere different.
All right. Thanks to our folks over at the Patio. We really appreciate them. Now let's move on. The Falcons are going to Indianapolis. I'm thinking the starters are going to work on Wednesday and Thursday. They're going to play. Coach Steichen said he ain't playing his starters, so I don't expect the Falcons to either. They're going to get most of their work here on the practices up there in Westfield. Michael Penix, he announced he's going to get work in the 7-on-7s. He looked real good today in the 7-on-7s. Penix, not so much. Cooper Rush, not so much. Some wild balls out to the right. And then the rookie's got a big arm, but it's real fast for him. He did throw a touchdown pass in the Bronco game there. But what are some of the things you all want to see when they play the Colts, a team that, was 8-2 last year? They had a really big battle over in Berlin. So both teams respect each other. Shouldn't be a lot of fighting in this game. But, I'll start. I always look at the one-on-one matchups because when the offensive line and defensive line go head-to-head, who's winning those matchups? Can the defensive guys get free? Can they hold their own? That's a stout run-blocking Colts line. And so, they've been opening up the holes for Taylor for years, and we expect them to be stout. So that's what I'm going to look at. What do you want to see from the Colts and the Falcons at the Colts there, Mike, SideLine Mike.
What I'd like to see is execution from our offensive line. I want to see some heavy hands from our defensive line. I want to be able to see the guys put last week behind them and let everybody understand that we're here to work, we're here to get better, and we're here to prepare ourselves to have a much better showing this weekend than we had last weekend. And unlike you, D. Orlando Ledbetter, I'm looking for a fight, man. I want to fight. I want to see somebody smack somebody.
Okay.
I mean, well, if it were me and I'm looking at this, first of all, recognizing that the two worst divisions in the National Football League are the NFC South and the AFC South, correct?
Correct.
I think we can, what I'm saying, largely agree upon that universally, right? Where are the Indianapolis Colts? Okay. They play in the AFC South, right? Okay. You like to see the Falcons at least look like they could compete against NFL team, like an actual team that should be of similar level with them. I mean, I think we could agree upon that, like considering division, considering rankings. I know, the Colts have a few more things, but they're not the Broncos. It's one thing to look that bad against the Broncos, right? Who are a team that, did pretty well, who people are predicting to potentially be a contender again. People ain't really saying that about Indianapolis, okay? If you look like Rudy Poo against Indianapolis, then, man, what are we going to expect for the season? So I just want to see some actual competition. I want to see the Falcons in these practices as well as in the preseason game look like NFL players who could compete and win an NFL football game.
Yeah, no doubt. And, I don't know what Daniel Jones' status is, but, Anthony Richardson, it's not like you're going up against Joe Montana
right
in the 707. So Jesse Bates should be happy. He's going home. He's from Fort Wayne, Indiana. So I imagine you have some folks in the house. That should be a good home going for him. They don't have Pittman anymore, so I don't even know. And then Pierce is hurt, so I don't even know what the receiver battles are going to be. But that's always a good one. As far as the fights go, the best one was a couple years ago. Arthur Smith and them went to the Jets, and we had a couple rollicking fights that just went over a couple fields. They had to pull all the players up, and it was against Robert Saleh and them. So it's always when you're going against a defensive coach because he wants his guys to stand their ground and whatnot.
A defensive coach or a team that ain't good?
Defensive coach. The team, whether the team's good or not, don't matter.
Fair enough.
All I'm saying is I want to see some guys play to the echo of the whistle. That's what I'm saying. Okay. To the echo of the whistle. Start something.
But you don't want to get up there and then you waste all your money and you don't get to practice because everybody's fighting every time.
Also, the Falcons can't afford no injuries, so if you get somebody hurt fighting, then what?
Don't even mention that word, man. Don't even say
it. I'm just saying, man. Talk about letting them fight.
Oh, my God.
With the Falcons, Buzzer look one of them been and hurt himself trying to fight somebody.
Ooh, man. That's all we need is somebody to break their hand on a helmet. That's all we need.
Yeah. That was D. Hall did that a couple years ago.
Yes, D'Angelo. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a break and come back here, and then we're gonna talk about the defense because the run defense didn't do too well against the Broncos, and that's a big red flag. And we've been worried about the pass rush, but it ain't gonna be no pass rush if you're running the ball on folks. So let's talk about that. And we got a tryout here today that we're gonna talk about when we come back here.
This episode is brought to you by NicheVet Reverse Recruiting, built by a 30-year technical recruiting veteran and physical AI insider. Stop sending applications into the void. NicheVet flips the model. Qualified physical AI employers come to you. If you're ready to stop applying and start getting hired, visit physicalipros.com/reverse recruiting.
All right.
When the stakes are high and the deadline is real, you need a partner who can move the work forward. That's Marietta Project Management, LLC. Specializing in expert when the stakes are high and the deadline is real. When the stakes are high and the deadline is real, you need a when the stakes are high and the deadline is real, you need a partner who can move the work forward. That's Marietta Project Management, LLC. Specializing in expert corp-to-corp project management, MPM helps companies deploy solutions, manage change, and deliver results without the chaos. From scoping to handoff, they own the outcome. Visit MariettaPM.com to start the conversation. Marietta Project Management. From plan to delivery, done right.
All right, there we go. The browser's jumping all over the place today, but then we got those ads in, and we appreciate our advertisers. We're going to move on here and wrap up with segments 4 and 5. Pass rush versus stopping the run. Hey, the Falcons had Za'Darius Smith in for a tryout today. He showed up on the NFL transaction wire. 70.5 career sacks. Was with the Browns. Was supposed to be going to the Browns, but had a tryout here with the Falcons. So let's talk about the run defense. Deshaun Hand is out. They signed Cam Sample to help stop the run. LaCal London's out. Your thoughts on them stopping the run here moving forward, SideLine Mike?
Well, they averaged 6.6 yards per offensive play Friday night running the football. So with that being said, we were definitely losing the battle up front, gentlemen. And what I was seeing is not being able to get off blocks, not being able to scrape down the line of scrimmage, guards getting up to the second level on linebackers, guys not being able to shed blocks. This comes down to practice, execution, and what obviously didn't happen in the weight room this offseason. And so at the end of the day, it all starts up front. You're going to win or lose based on controlling the line of scrimmage. And it's safe to say, gentlemen, we got a little ways to go in that area.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. What do you got to say about the run defense, Nubyjas?
Not a lot. It was bad. It just looked bad. It just looked like they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't push through blocks. They couldn't close the gaps. They just didn't really have anything that looked like, again, the way an NFL defense should look when it comes to stopping the run. And and don't get me wrong, the Broncos are a good team, but come on, man, it shouldn't have looked like that. And I know it's a preseason game, it's only one. And hey, man, look, maybe they'll shut me up next week. Maybe they'll stop the gaps and figure it out, and tell me I'm wrong. And I would love to see it. Right now, I have no reason to believe that's going to happen.
Yeah, Deshaun Hand, LaCal London, David Oyamata was the big run stopper. We'll have to see, because the Colts ran, JT got loose over in Berlin last year. It was 240 something.
He did. We were in that game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he got loose. He got funky with it.
I can remember that last run.
But like I said, Za'Darius Smith. Yeah, no doubt. Za'Darius Smith was in. He is 343 days. So he getting ready to turn 34. East Mississippi Community College, Kentucky. 6'4", 270, 70. No, he's a pass rusher. 70.5 sacks here, but he hasn't had a big year since he had 9 with 2 teams in 2024. That was Cleveland and Detroit. So that was 2024. He's had 13-5. Looks like 2-3 Pro Bowls. So, he's an old veteran on the back end. And the Falcons had him in first rush. But the Dallas Cowboys signed Von Miller yesterday for 5.5. So I don't know how much money going to give Za'Darius Smith to come in here. What do y'all think about Za'Darius Smith and bring him in, SideLine Mike?
Well, obviously, with the deficiencies we have at the end right now, with Walker and Pearce not being available, we need whatever that will stick to the wall, sir. I mean, we're going to need somebody to take some snaps. We're going to need somebody with some experience, and we're going to need somebody that's done it before. And he checks all three of those boxes. But let's see exactly what his agent's talking about as far as fair compensation for his services. And let's hope we can get him in camp, man, because we need all the help we can get.
I mean, you know what it is at this point, right? Well, I'm sorry, D-Led.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, go ahead. You got the floor.
Oh, I'm about to say, you know what it is? I mean, you know what it is when you're picking up guys off the street at this point. This is what it is. He appears to be the best option that is out there. I mean, Von Miller probably would have been a good option, but if I'm Von Miller, why do I come to the Atlanta Falcons right now? Because, I mean, he goes to the Cowboys because he thinks they at least have a chance to make the playoffs. And if I'm Von Miller, I don't look at the Falcons that way. The Falcons can prove us wrong this season, but as of now, I don't see it that way. This dude, he's here. If he came to try out, so clearly he's interested enough. I think the Falcons should try to make something shake and get this man in there if they think he can hold up for the duration of a season, or at least to get to the parts where you get James Pearce back.
Yes, I'm like, if he picking between Cleveland and Atlanta, which one do you know?
I'm picking Atlanta, and I'm gonna give you the real reason why he needs to make this squad. If he makes this squad and get past a certain mile marker in the season, he gets 5 more years of medical coverage, gentlemen. So he needs to make this squad.
Well, that's good. That's long-term planning there for Za'Darius Smith. No doubt about it.
Rivers came back. He need all that health insurance for all them kids he got.
Right. Yeah. That was a side story, but certainly, certainly true. Certainly.
Hey, man. Benefits matter, but I mean, I think this is about as good as the Falcons can get. The Falcons. I mean, now again, the fact that we have to think about choosing against the Cleveland Browns, the Atlanta Falcons, tells us a lot about where the fact that that's a decision you have to really sit there and weigh the options on. Contemplate, if you will, as they say. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you got to really ponder on this. Yeah. It just says where we're at right now.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're gonna go ahead into segment 5. Didn't really have nothing big here. After this Colts thing, nobody's gonna play it in the final game. He says he likes the first and the third. So Michael Penix, if we're going to see him, it's going to be that game. And, I got some video out on TikTok of him rolling out, him looking good, but they just don't want him to take in contact yet. Remember our timeline, August the 25th is the 9-month marker. So they can go and say, like, hey, we seen enough for Tua. We're going to get him ready with no game. We're going to sit him out there and tell him to get the ball to Bijan and throw it to Drake London and try to beat the Steelers on week 1.
Get the ball in his hands in 2 seconds, young man.
That's right.
Because J.J. Watt is lurking. That's all I'm going to say.
Little
T.J. Watt is lurking. And I was watching that Pittsburgh game over this weekend. They got some guys trying to make the squad, bro. That might be problematic September 13th.
So I just want to make sure I understand what you said. The quarterback who at least part of his skill set is his mobility, correct?
No.
Penix.
Yeah, he's a drop back quarterback.
He's drop. Okay.
He's definitely not a runner. Absolutely
not a runner, but just like at least being able to move the pocket a little bit.
No, he's straight classic drop back. He ain't supposed to be moving.
Pocket passer.
Passer.
Okay. And so just to make sure, we're counting on him being able to stay in the pocket with an offensive line that is.
Jawan Taylor was at practice today.
Okay. So again, now a guy who has had 3 knees.
Jake wasn't at practice. So
no, I'm talking about the quarterback, Penix, right?
The tackle's a little shaky right now.
He's okay. So you have shaky tackles and a quarterback with 3 knees who can't move.
Throw the ball to Bijan. It ain't that hard.
Every time? Okay.
Yeah.
Nubyjas, what did you say? If we were playing 7-on-7, hey, make it a 7-on-7 drill. Get the ball out your hands in 2 seconds and get it to your playmaker.
It was saying the man can't get hit.
You're not dropping him back 40 times. You dropping him back 15. Bijan getting the rest, and then when they gang up on Bijan, throw it to Drake. It ain't a hard offense.
And then when they get on Drake, we're going to catch Kyle Pitts down that seam, baby.
There you go. It's not a hard offense.
On safety.
That sounds good. That sounds really good.
It's simple. It's the simplest offense I've seen in years. Since Matt Ryan was a rookie. When it was get the ball to Michael Turner, then when they come up, throw it over their head.
Yeah.
Look the safety off and throw it over. So if they could do that,
but also Matt Ryan stayed healthy, and
well, he didn't. He didn't.
Matt Ryan is the best quarterback in team history.
Yeah, Michael Turner and Jarius Norwood combined for.
Oh yeah, bad dudes.
Yeah, they went for $2K that year.
Oh yeah, man. Jarius Norwood very slept on Atlanta Falcon, by the way. Really good career.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And led the league in time of possession in the fourth quarter when the Falcons had a lead and had the ball with Michael Burner. Hey, it was a wrap.
Hey, but Matt Ryan also played all the games, and like I said, you could argue he is the most impactful Atlanta Falcon in team history. I think that's a pretty
absolutely.
Yeah,
as far as when it comes to impacting winning.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely the best quarterback the team has ever had.
Yeah, no doubt. I sign up on that. You get the Michael Vick people mad.
He's went long enough.
Yeah, and Barkowski people get a little mad too. But
they're still alive.
You can say what you want to say, but if we don't have Michael Vick, we don't get Matt Ryan. So it was a crazy way how we got there, but we got there. So
fair enough. I got no knock on. My thoughts on Mike Vick will get there another day, another time. But I have thoughts, but we'll get there another day, another time.
Well, we'll do that the week of the Howard Norfolk State game.
There we go. I have thoughts.
I'm gonna get him on the show that week because he told me at the Super Bowl. I was like, "Hey, man, I went to Howard." He's like, "I'm getting y'all this year, man." I ran the score up on him or something, but. He got the Howard date circled. So
I will say this. What he has done with his life since, incredible. He has really shown contrition. All those things are awesome. I also would have liked it to be more of his playbook back when he was a Falcons quarterback.
Right.
That's
no
all.
doubt about it.
Man,
they
had 5 plays.
Well, hey, man, he should have been. He should have came up with 5 more instead of
5 more. Yeah, 5 more.
Activities.
They probably could have beat the Eagles and got to the Super Bowl.
Right. Instead of other activities, he should have been more focused on some.
It's hard. Listen, brother. It's hard maturing in front of the public.
Oh, I understand.
I have got a pocket full of money. It's hard growing up in the public eye with a pocket full of money.
I have great empathy for it, but at the time, I was still a Falcons fan, and anyway, we get.
I got 2 words. The compound.
All
right, we gonna leave it right there, y'all. This week, the Bowtie Sports Podcast. Sign up for the newsletter. Like and subscribe to YouTube page. Come on and get on board and be a member so you can get all our coverage. But yeah, we're gonna get on out of here this week. And you can go to our YouTube page and see it's a speech. It's called Part of Sam Lacey's speech at the Marriott Marquis, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Basically, I just gave a shout out to my wife and talked about all my friends in there and thanked them for coming out. But also, I went to Howard where Mr. Lacey was a graduate. He went into sports journalism. He got his degree in phys ed. He thought he was going to be a teacher, but he ended up writing for years at the Ward, Baltimore Afro-American. I got to meet him at the School of Communications in 82, 83, me and Sean Powell. And his advice to us was use a period. And so it took me about 10 years to figure what he was talking about. But what he said is, hey, in them long sentences, quit running on with all that jibber jabber. Get to the point is what I took from Mr. Lacey.
I love it.
And it worked out pretty good. So, hey, with that, we're going to appreciate you all for coming by the Bowtie Sports Podcast. We got training camp is rolling. Exhibition season is rolling. The games will be here before you know it. And we got a couple more weeks to, assess these off-season workouts, the joint program up in the Colts. And then you got a game against Miami down there against, talk about rebuilding. Woo. Want to see Malik Willis for a couple plays. So, from here. But, let's go ahead and get on out of here. This is the Bowtie Sports Podcast at SideLine Mike and Nubyjas Wilborn. Thanks for joining the show. And we're going to end the recording and come back, tell a friend, and tell another friend.